All right, we have Diane Casey here for the United Update. Well, Diane, thank you for joining me again.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome, you're welcome. So, you know, there's a lot of things that are going on all the time with all of the boards.
Sure.
And of course, you have lots of different issues and committees and things like that. So maybe you can give us kind of a rundown of what's happening with those.
Okay. Yeah, I would like to talk about the committees and how you can get involved and what are our issues. So the one committee that I've been on is the Finance Committee, and three of the issues that I think are important are insurance, mortgage loans, and stock certificates. So over the last few months, we have had issues with insurance that our insurance increased, and we started looking into alternate companies to represent us, and then we discovered a lot about the valuation of our property has gone up a lot.
Yeah.
And insurance companies have had a lot of problems with fires and destruction and losses. So, you know, they've been raising rates, and so one of the issues about raising the rates to have full replacement value has caused a problem for us in our mortgages, getting mortgages with our bank.
Oh, really?
Right, because it's a federal issue with Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac that they want full replacement value, which our valuation, I think, is over $1 billion.
Oh, yeah.
And so how do we pay that every year?
Right.
You know, so we've been looking at all kinds of solutions, and I think we really need to start lobbying, you know, talking to, you know, the CAI, which represents homeowners associations, because we're a big retirement community, and so we need to have some representation. And I know our attorney is going to write letters for the board members to send, but maybe it's a letter we could all send.
Right, so you said it was the homeowners association type thing and the real estate association, but what about like your local representatives?
Yes.
Can they help?
Yeah, I would say so.
Okay.
You know, just getting that, you know, looking at how we can do that.
Oh,
You know,
I see.
maybe that's going to be an ad hoc committee that's you can get involved in.
Oh,
you know?
yeah. Well, you never know. I mean, everything can help, I'm sure.
Right. So that is one of the issues, and hopefully we can resolve that.
Okay.
So the other issue that I've been made aware of more is on stock certificates. You know, for United, we are a co-op, and so we have a stock certificate, and so it's very important that we know where that is at all times.
Oh, I see.
If it's not with the lender, you know, until the loan is paid off, then, you know, we probably have it, and we need to have that stock certificate in case the property is going to be sold at some point.
I see.
And otherwise, there's issues where you have to get a bond with an insurance company based on the valuation.
Okay.
So that's an important issue. So
Sure.
make sure you keep that handy
Yeah.
in a place you remember, and your loved ones know where it is too.
Oh, gotcha. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay.
So one of the other issues is this committee for maintenance and construction. So two things that I think are important are plumbing and appliances. So you know, our infrastructure has gotten old, and our plumbing, you know, needs some work, and sometimes it's just a matter of fixing an immediate problem. But if you have a lot of immediate problems, then, you know, that should be addressed, you know, as a possible solution. I know my son and daughter-in-law lived in a community over here in Mission Viejo, and they had to replace all the pipes. Now, they're not as big as us.
Yeah, oh, that would be a lot of replacing.
That would be a lot. That would be a lot. So, I mean, I recently had a pipe break, so, you know, I know they're old.
Yeah, they are.
And so, you know, getting involved in, you know, making people aware of, you know, how to put in you know, a comment to the our services to get things looked at. I know people have problems where, in a building where all the water flows down from different units into, maybe a unit downstairs,
Oh, okay.
Gets clogged and things like that. And so
Right.
a lot of times it's issues of user error, putting things in the toilets that block the
Yeah.
plumbing. And so, it's good. And then the appliances are important too, because we have one supplier, which is GE. And, right now with COVID, we've had a lot of shortages in parts that have been
Sure.
stuck in LA or
On a ship.
on a ship.
One of the 70 ships that are out there. It's true.
I know.
So many things. It's crazy.
I know. I went up to San Pedro, and you could not believe how many containers there are.
Wow.
Thousands and thousands of containers sitting there.
Wow.
So, and our parts might be on there.
Yep, could be.
But then again, also they're old, and so GE is discontinuing things, and so if you're having a problem with your appliances,
Yeah.
definitely talk to maintenance and construction.
Yeah.
And they have meetings. Maybe when we get back to doing our board meetings inside, and I remember at times it would be overflowing with people. They'd have an overflow room. So many
Uh-oh.
people wanted to come to the
Yeah,
meetings.
yeah.
And so now they do have a Zoom, where you
Right.
could do both, a hybrid, or you could email your questions that they read and answer on the board meetings and the committee meetings. So, it's good to get involved. The other is landscaping.
That's a big one.
Yeah, so we have a lot of trees. We have 30,000 trees, and that requires water. And right now, I see a lot of the trees are in distress. Especially our pine trees. We have these beautiful pine trees. There's over 1,100 of them, and they talk about taking down some of them because they're either too close to others, like planted like in a little forest, or. But trees do help our environment a lot, because when you take those trees down, the ground is hot and it creates more heat.
Oh.
And so we're lucky to have trees that either help shelter our homes,
Right.
and keep those cooler, or help with the ground cover. So, doing walkthroughs with the landscape committee would be a great thing to get involved in.
Oh, yeah.
So people can get involved in so many ways. Irrigation too, if you happen to see water that's being overused or pooling up. I mean, they have the crews going around. You can let them know. So what and governing documents.
Yes.
Yeah, that's another issue that we have to be in compliance with the regulations. And so they've been working on doing that, going through and being up to code. And so that's a big commitment to the board to get that done. And
Right.
I'm sure it has to be done for United and GRF
Oh, yeah.
and Third, so they're all working on it. And I had the opportunity to work on that too, and it was very, very interesting. There's a lot of reading that you could do
Yeah.
as a homeowner, so, but we don't tend to do it. So, but it's good to get involved.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and
And then kind of like you have a GRF committee.
yeah, now GRF does have a lot of committees,
Yeah.
and they have their own documents that they review. And I just looked on the website, and I saw a great place to find those documents.
Right.
And see what's required.
But if you are on the board of a mutual, can you participate in a committee with GRF, even if you're on a different board?
I have been involved in GRF committees before. I
Okay.
never was on anything or
Oh,
did
I see.
anything.
Okay.
But I was invited to join the finance committee
I see.
as just a non-voting
Gotcha.
resident.
Okay.
And so it was very, very interesting because we had our investment company presenting, and I was able to, because I have a finance background,
Right.
I'm a CPA, so I was able to ask a lot of questions. And,
Yeah.
and then there was an ad hoc committee formed, and
Okay.
they were looking more at, maybe switching.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
so-
there's a lot of opportunity, like you said,
Yeah.
and each board has their issues and problems and solutions that they all come up with. And
Yeah.
so definitely being a part is kind of great for your community, right? To be
Yeah.
involved. So that's awesome.
Very good.
Thank
It's very
you.
good.
Thank you so much for the
Okay.
information. I appreciate it.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for
right.
having me.
You're welcome.
Okay.
And remember, there is an election coming up, so you want to make sure that you get all of your ballots in by September 30th for both 3rd and United. We'll be right back.